We don't want to be the hustle culture people bragging that they get up at 3 a.m. and that they're completely sleep deprived and they work 16 hours a day. Because at the end of the day, how much money is really in their bank account? How much success do they really have? A lot of those people, not much. Is hard work the key to success? Do you need to work 70, 80, 100 hours a week to become successful and wealthy? In this video, we are going to take a look at Richard Yu's 5 reasons why I work so hard 70-hour weeks.
So the first thing I want to identify with you is really, what does working hard even mean? Because the truth is, working hard for someone like Elon Musk or someone who is a very successful professional athlete, let's say Michael Jordan, they have a very high standard of what work ethic is. Versus if you are maybe not working that hard, you only do 2 to 3 hours of work or studying per day, and then you're doing 3 hours and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much hard work, right? Working hard is all relative.
It's true that hard work is all relative. It's kind of like in the gym. Some people, they think that they push hard when in reality, they could be pushing so much harder. Hard work is going to mean different things for different people. Your work, it should be challenging enough to help you to make progress, but it should also not be too challenging to the point that you just want to quit every 5 seconds and you're literally unable to complete the task. If it's too easy, it's going to be boring. But like I said, if it's too hard, you won't be able to make progress either. However, one thing is sure. If you want to build a thriving online business, you're going to need to work hard. It doesn't matter if you do dropshipping, affiliate marketing, consulting, or any other business. You'll need to work hard. However, you see, hard work is not the key to success. And by that, I mean that hard work on its own, it's not going to guarantee that you become successful or that your business grows. Because if you're working really hard, but at the wrong thing, then I'm sure that you can see that you will not be able to get the results that you want. It only makes sense. A lot of people, they work really hard. I mean, most people, I think that quite honestly, we can say that they work hard. You can even think of your own parents. If you come from a low-income family, most likely all of your life growing up, you will have seen them work hard and struggle. And some people, they even struggle to pay rent. They don't even have a couple $100s at the end of the month that they can save and invest to get out of this cycle of hell. However, the truth is that there's plenty of people who work 10 times less hard than you and they make 10 times more money. Why? Because they're working much smarter. Because they hire the people. They delegate the work to people that can do it better than they ever could. And that is one of the keys to reaching high levels of wealth. You need leverage to become super wealthy. Do you really think that Amazon would be that successful and that big if Jeff Bezos was doing everything himself? All the way from managing the orders, from shipping them out to customers, for dealing with lost items and returns, refunds, making sure that the website is functional and it looks good. Do you really think that if he did it all himself, Amazon would be that big? Obviously not. So when you're just getting started in business, it's fine to do everything yourself, but you need to understand that quickly, if you want to succeed and to reach that other level of wealth, like maybe you want to get to 10k, but then you want to go to 30k a month, 50k a month, maybe even 100k a month. If you want to get to that next level, you'll need to use leverage. And typically you can leverage other people's time, other people's skills, other people's capital. Like some people, they take out a loan or they raise capital from investors. Although I don't recommend that you do this, because when you start an online business, you can start it for less than the price of a meal. You can even start it for free sometimes. So you never risk losing all of your savings or having to pay off a massive debt that you took to be able to start your business. And then the other thing that you can leverage is machines, artificial intelligence, automations, or just systemizing things, creating processes and workflows to get the work done faster and more efficiently. Now, there's one thing that we really need to touch on. Just because you work long hours, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are working hard and that you will get the results that you want. You can be working long hours, you can be working 12 hours a day, and yet somebody who is working 4 hours a day only, you're gonna get more stuff done. And the only reason why that is possible is because the person working 4 hours a day, they're doing it in a focused state. They're doing some deep work, they block out all the noise, all the distractions, and most importantly, they focus on the activities that bring them 80% of the results. Like, you know, there's this concept, the 80-20 principle, and I've seen this apply in literally every aspect of life. 20% of what you do, it brings you 80% of your results. In your business, this is going to be the case. And typically, if you have a consulting online business, it's going to be reaching out to potential customers and closing sales meetings. That's the 20% of actions that is going to bring you 80% of the results, because these two are the money generating activities. If you're spending all your time worrying about your logo, your company name, it doesn't matter. You're focusing on the wrong thing. And in fact, studies have shown that on the average 8-hour workday, people are only being productive for 3 hours, which means that if you do 4 hours of deep, intense, focused work per day, you would be getting more done than most people do in 8 hours anyway. So do not confuse working long hours with working hard and getting stuff done that is actually going to move the needle forward in your business. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We don't want to be the hustle culture people bragging that they get up at 3 a.m. and that they're completely sleep deprived and they work 16 hours a day. Because at the end of the day, how much money is really in their bank account? How much success do they really have? A lot of those people, not much. And there's plenty of people from all over the world. They work really hard. They get up at 4 a.m. to go work at the factory and they do a 12-hour shift. In the end, it doesn't mean they're going to make millions of dollars. So hard work, it is not always the key to success. What matters more is to work at the right thing.
Really, first and foremost, you have to define for yourself what is work ethic. For myself, I compare it to the normal working professional. Someone in the United States typically works 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. So I say that anytime I work anything above that, whether that's 60, 70, 80 hours, I consider that to be a lot of hard work.
Fair enough, that can be a valid definition. However, like I said, just because you work long hours, like let's say you work more than 40 hours a week, it doesn't mean that you're going to actually make more money, or that the things that you do will have more impact and help you to expand your business, to grow it. So quit thinking, oh, how many hours a day do I need to work? Because this is not where you should be putting your focus. Instead, what I invite you to do is to figure out what are the 20% of actions in your business that give you 80% of the results. And this concept also applies to anything else in life. To give you an example, if you want to build muscle to get stronger, and so you go to a gym, you lift weights, 20% of the exercises that you do are going to build 80% of your strength and muscle. And those would be the compound movements, like the bench press, the squat, the deadlift. It's not doing bicep curls. Those are called isolation movements for a reason. When I got started in online business, I would always, track when I start work and then when I stop work. And I would be so proud of myself when I would see that, oh, I have done a 9-hour, a 10-hour, a 12-hour workday. But really, I was just distracting myself and focusing on the wrong metric. Because what I've noticed is that just because I worked longer hours, it didn't always correlate with making more money. And in fact, most of the time, it didn't. Some people say that you should not set goals. Like instead, you should set performance goals. And the difference between an outcome-related goal, like for instance, I want to make $1 million this year, and a performance-related goal, for instance, I want to reach out to 100 potential customers today, the difference is that you can actually control your action. You can make sure that if you put in the work, you reach out to 100 people, to 100 potential customers. However, even if you do that all year long, even if you do the right thing, you cannot, technically speaking, guarantee that you will make $1 million. So for that reason, a lot of people, they don't like to set outcome-related goals, and instead, they only focus on setting performance-related goals. Now, in my opinion, I personally like to do both. I set an outcome-related goal, like I want to make that much money, I want to get that many views on YouTube, etc., etc. And I do this for pretty much every area of my life. But then I set performance goals, and on the day-to-day, I focus on those. Why? Because technically, the outcome is not within your control fully. You can only make sure that you do your best every day to reach your goal.
Now, it's really important to understand first and foremost that working hard, it's not that difficult if it becomes the new standard for you. There's something I learned from a gentleman named Nick Barrett. And what's so important about this is, look, if you always put working hard on a pedestal, saying, oh no, I don't think I can work hard because that's something that only professional athletes can do. That's something that only billionaires can do. If you have that kind of mentality, you're not going to be able to work hard. Because the truth is, working hard is nothing special. You just have to put your head down and grind on the computer, grind in the physical activity, whatever that may be. So first and foremost, understand that work ethic is a standard and you should not idolize and glorify it.
It's true that if you put something on a pedestal, you're typically saying that you don't deserve it, that you cannot get it. A lot more stuff happens on a subconscious level than you would think. If you think that you're not worthy of getting this or this, you won't even try. Or if you do try, you'll find a way to mess it up. Subconsciously, you'll take the action that is going to self-sabotage your progress. So it's true that in life, you need to act massively if you want to get results. But you also need to make sure that your beliefs are on point, that your thought processes, they align with what you want, with the version of yourself that you want to become. Because what most people don't get is they try to do some action, like they try to start a business, and they do a little bit of work, and then it doesn't work, and they wonder, oh my god, what have I done wrong? In reality, they're simply focusing on the actions that they are doing on a daily basis. But then something funny happens. After 3 to 4 days, they always come back to square one. It's like for some reason, they're unable to change. It's like if you're trying to quit a bad habit, you can for 3 to 4 days, it's pretty easy, and then boom, you have this big relapse. And you wonder why? It's because you need to understand that your actions are always going to be in alignment with your identity, with who you believe that you are. So if you think profoundly that you cannot work hard, like you put this concept of hard work on a pedestal, then you could work hard for 3 to 4 days, of course, but then you're going to have a massive relapse. On day 5, you'll find yourself just scrolling on social media all day, laying on the couch, watching TV, watching Netflix, because it's not a part of who you are. It's not in your identity to be a hardworking person. And some people, especially the hustle culture people, they might say that no, it's all about the action. You need to take action, and the mindset stuff is just complete garbage. I don't think that's true at all. The reason why so many people struggle to reach their goals, it's not because of a lack in intelligence or a lack in skills, necessarily. Rather, it's because they're limiting themselves because of their beliefs and their thought patterns. You can learn skills, you can learn knowledge, and then you can apply that knowledge and those skills to reach your goals. And while everyone everyone cannot be at the top of the top. Like maybe you cannot become an Olympic swimmer or you cannot be a billionaire, but you can sure as hell be a better swimmer and make more money than you currently do. You can always be better than you currently are. And it shouldn't be about focusing on what other people do and beating other people. It should be about beating who you were yesterday. And if you can do that, trust me, you'll make progress day after day, week after week, month after month. And at some point after a year or two, you'll look back and you'll realize, oh my god, my life has completely changed. I have made so much progress, so much more than I could have ever thought was possible. That's exactly what happened to me. I used to be depressed, anxious, I had some kind of social anxiety, I didn't really like talking to people because I'm an introvert, I was procrastinating all the time, I had so many bad habits, and for many reasons in reality. And now I'm a pretty confident person, I talk to strangers literally all the time, I initiate conversations without a problem, and I'm still an introvert, it's not like that changed. And as you can see, I've built a pretty interesting life for myself thanks to online businesses, and all of that coming from humble beginnings. So that goes to show you that if I could do it, you can too. Because believe me, I had a very nasty starting point.
First and foremost, when it comes to work ethic, the reason why I'm willing to put a lot of hours on the lines in order to build something is because as an entrepreneur, I understand that I'm doing something that's a lot bigger than me. Look, a lot of times when I look at motivation, I study the motivation behind why people push hard. A lot of the times, if you're just motivated for your own gain, meaning I want to make a lot of money, I want to have a big business, I want to have a big following on social media, what's the common theme? You're saying I. In other words, it's all about me, and it's selfish. And the truth is, if you have a goal and you're only thinking about yourself and you're not getting outside of yourself, you're not going to be able to truly find that deeply rooted intrinsic motivation.
It's true that if your only reason for starting a business is to make more money just for yourself, during the tough times, you might not persevere as much as somebody who really loves what they do and who genuinely wants to impact a lot of people. So technically speaking, you could say that this is a selfish reason to start a business. However, let's face it, we all start businesses or we all start going to the gym for selfish reasons. The reason I got started in online business is because I wanted to build a better life for myself and for my loved ones. And then later on, it became more about helping other ambitious individuals to do the same. Why? Because somebody helped me along the way. And without that help, I would not be where I am today. So if I can change somebody's life just like that, even if it's just one person or a handful of people, then I would be glad I did. So it's fine to have selfish motivations. I mean, if you want to make more money so that you can drive a better car, provide for the people that you love, have fun, not always have to work all of the time so that you can delegate to other people, because if you've got more money, you can. There's nothing wrong with wanting to enjoy life more. And for that, most of the time, you need to make more money. However, sometimes more money isn't always the answer, because you could be a CEO or a professional, an executive at a big corporation. You could be driving a nice car to the office every day, but in reality, you're miserable because you work 80 to 90 hours a week. You've got no time to see your family, your friends, you've got no time for your hobbies, you've got no vacations, or when you do have a vacation, you're just so busy thinking about work that in reality, you never relax and unwind. So making more money, yes, but at what cost? And this is exactly why I didn't want to go on and to become a banker or a real estate agent or anything like that. That is why I started my own online business. Because truthfully, if you want to be able to live this kind of life, just like the one that you're seeing on the screen right now, this is my life. If you want to obtain something similar, you will not be able to do it through a traditional career. You need to start your own online business. Now, if you want to start your own online business, you just have no clue what to do, no clue where to start, I have recorded a free video in which I analyze every popular online business model, and together we figure out which one is the best to start for beginners and most importantly to start for you. We take a look at the pros, at the cons, and I am also going to share with you the 3-step process that you can use to start getting your first customers today. The link is in the description below.
So the first thing is you gotta find something that drives you that is more than just your own internal motivations.
You know, when you expand your business, you're typically going to hire people and to delegate the work to people who can do it better than you can. Don't stay stuck in the solopreneur mentality of, oh, I need to do everything myself. I need to make sure that the quality of the stuff is good. No, hire other people and they can do the work for you. You can find people who are more qualified than you, who have more experience, and they will do the work better. And as a result, your business is going to grow. And so one way to incentivize the people working for you is to give them financial incentives, like bonuses, rewards. However, another way to incentivize them, and a way that is very powerful, maybe even more so than the financial aspect, is to give them a mission to follow. People want to feel useful. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the need for esteem and self-actualization, it's at the top of the pyramid. People need to feel like they're useful, like they're contributing to the world and to other people in some way. Back when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cop at some point, and so I would often watch these documentaries, and lots of people, when they were asked, why did you decide to become a cop or a soldier in the army, they said that they wanted to feel useful. They wanted to benefit society in a way. They wanted to protect others and to share good values with other people. And the same is true in business. If you're not only doing it for the selfish reasons, but you also have a reason that is bigger than you, it might help you to push forward in the dark times. Because believe it or not, no matter who you are, no matter your experience in business, beginner, intermediate, advanced, veteran, elite, whatever, you will have good times and bad times. I mean, it's just life. You have the highs and the lows. The people who succeed massively, it's not the ones who never have lows and downs, because we all do. It's the people who know how to ride the wave, and most importantly, how to use the lows to their advantage to then rebound even higher. For instance, one of my goals is to help as many of you as possible to build thriving online businesses. It benefits you, it benefits me, it's a win-win situation. If you want to have a successful business, you need to create as many win-win scenarios as possible. It means that in that interaction, each party wins. Everybody is satisfied.
The second topic is something that's a little bit more vulnerable, it's a little bit more touchy, and it's that it's something that I actually feel called to do. And I gotta ask you, is the profession that you're currently in, is the project that you're working on something that you genuinely feel led to be doing? I remember that when I was a college student at UCLA, I was studying biology and I was heading down the pre-med path. But in my second and third year, I'm shadowing doctors, I'm seeing what physicians are doing, and I can feel, dude, this is not what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And maybe right now you're working a 9-to-5 job, or you're just about to get into a 9-to-5 job that you clearly know you do not want to do for the next 10 years of your life. Well, guess what? If you don't feel called to do it, it's better not to just take a step, because guess what? If you climb 5, 10, 15 years up that ladder, I promise you, you are not going to like the view when you get to the top of it.
He's saying something extremely important. Most people, they're going to not pursue their dreams. They're going to go for the safe route, for the career, for this or that. And I'm not saying that you should drop out of university if you are in university, or that you should quit your job. In fact, for most people, I would say don't drop out or don't quit your job until you start your business, and actually your business is making you more money than you would with your job anyway. That is, in my opinion, when you should quit your job. Because the truth is that a lot of people, they are simply not going to make it. You might start a business and then realize that, you know what, maybe it's not for you, maybe that path is not your path, and that's completely fine. I don't believe that everyone is made to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, because that is simply not true. However, if right now you really don't like the path that you're going down, maybe you go to university or you have a job, but you really hate it, you know that you're not meant to do that. You know that you want to experience more out of life, that you want to live a life of true abundance and true freedom. The only way to get there, in my opinion, is to start your own online business. Why? Because when you do, you have control. When you're an employee, you don't control that many variables at all. You don't control where you work. I mean, sure, you can try and get the job that you want, but at the end of the day, the company is the one making the final decision. If they don't want to hire you, you won't work at your dream job. You'll have to go somewhere else. It's the CEO, it's the business owner, it's the investor that really has the control. And the more variables you can control, the more freedom you will have. Because if you don't have any control at all, then probably somebody else is controlling you. So this means that in that scenario, you don't have any freedom. But if you have your own business, you can decide when you work, where you work, and not only that, but there is no limit to how much money you can make. Now sure, what gets you to 10K a month, it's not going to get you to $1 million a month. That is a guarantee. But if you want to go to the next level, it's possible. However, tell me, with what traditional job are you going to make $1 million a month? And I'm not talking about commissions or about revenue brought in for a company. I'm actually talking about making $1 million and having a lot of control over how you want to spend that money. So like I said, if you want to start your own online business, the link to the free video is in the description. And with that said, as always, I wish you the best and I am waiting for you on the other side.